Love a secret menu. You guys know what secret menus are, right?
Fast food is supposed to be simple. You order, you eat, you move on. But what if there's more going on behind the counter than you realize? Because the biggest fast food chains in America aren't just selling burgers, tacos, and fried chicken. They're running massive, highly optimized systems designed to move millions of people through their doors every single day. And to do that, they rely on strategies, some clever, some questionable, that most customers never notice. We're talking about menu tricks, ingredient shortcuts, psychological pricing, and behind-the-scenes processes that can completely change how you see your favorite meals. Now, this isn't about conspiracy theories. It's about understanding how the industry actually works. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. So in this video, we're revealing 10 fast food chains with secrets you probably didn't know. And later, we'll show you 5 chains that are still considered more transparent, consistent, and trustworthy. So before your next order, you might want to hear this. 1. McDonald's. Let's start with the biggest name in fast food, McDonald's. On the surface, it's all about speed and consistency. But behind the scenes, there's a system so refined, it's almost like a science. One of the biggest secrets is how much of the food is pre-prepared or partially cooked before it ever reaches your local restaurant. Many items are frozen, shipped, and then reheated or finished on site to maintain uniform taste across thousands of locations. That's how a burger in one city tastes almost identical to one across the country. But here's where it gets interesting. Menu design itself is strategic. High-profit items are placed where your eyes naturally go. Combos are structured to encourage upselling. Even the wording, meal instead of separate items, nudges you to spend more without thinking about it. And then there's speed. Every second is measured, every movement optimized. Because in fast food, time isn't just money, it's everything. 2. Burger King. Next, Burger King. Known for its flame-grilled burgers, Burger King markets itself as the bold alternative. But one of its lesser-known realities? Heavy reliance on promotions. Coupons, app deals, limited-time offers, they're everywhere. And that's not random. It's a strategy designed to bring customers in with low prices and then encourage them to add more items once they're already ordering. Another secret is operational inconsistency. Because many Burger King locations are franchise-owned, standards can vary widely. That means the quality of your food isn't just about the brand, it's about the specific location. And that unpredictability? It's something most customers don't think about until they experience it. 3. Wendy's. Wendy's has built its identity around one powerful phrase: fresh, never frozen. And while that's true for their beef, it's also part of a larger branding strategy. Because fresh doesn't necessarily mean everything is made from scratch on the spot. Ingredients still go through processing, preparation, and storage, just in a different way than competitors. Another behind-the-scenes detail? Customization. Wendy's encourages it, but every modification slows down the system. So while you feel like you're getting a personalized meal, the kitchen is working harder to keep up with that complexity. And that balance between customization and speed is one of the chain's biggest challenges. 4. Taco Bell. Taco Bell might have one of the most fascinating secrets in the industry. Almost everything on the menu is made from the same core ingredients: beef, chicken, tortillas, cheese, sauces, just combined in different ways. That's how they create dozens of menu items without needing dozens of unique components. It's efficient, it's cost-effective, and it allows them to constantly introduce new items that feel different, even when they're built from the same base. Another key strategy? Late-night dominance. Taco Bell has positioned itself as the go-to option when everything else is closed. And that's not by accident. It's a carefully targeted market that keeps customers coming back at hours when competition is low. 5. KFC. Finally, KFC. Famous for its 11 herbs and spices, KFC has built an entire brand around mystery. And that's part of the secret. The exact recipe is one of the most protected in the fast food world, but the process behind the chicken is just as important. Pressure frying, batch cooking, and strict timing systems are used to keep operations moving quickly. But here's the challenge. Fried chicken is one of the hardest fast foods to perfect consistently. It's sensitive to timing, temperature, and handling, which means quality can vary depending on how well each location follows the system.
And when it's done right, it's incredible. But when it's not, you notice. 6. Subway. At first glance, Subway feels like the healthier fast food option. Fresh bread, visible ingredients, fully customizable sandwiches. But here's the hidden reality. Subway's biggest strength, customization, is also its biggest illusion. Because while you can choose what goes into your sandwich, most of the ingredients are still pre-prepared, pre-sliced, and standardized across locations. That means your unique sandwich is actually built from the same controlled system used everywhere else. And then there's the bread. It smells freshly baked, which creates a powerful sensory experience. But much of that perception comes from in-store baking processes designed to trigger appetite. It's not fake, but it's engineered. Subway isn't just selling sandwiches, it's selling the feeling of freshness. 7. Domino's. Domino's didn't become one of the biggest pizza brands in the world by accident. Their biggest secret? They're not just a pizza company, they're a technology company. From online ordering to real-time delivery tracking, Domino's has invested heavily in making the ordering process as smooth and addictive as possible. Because the easier it is to order, the more often you will. And then there's the menu strategy. Limited customization compared to some competitors, but optimized for speed and consistency. Every pizza is designed to be made quickly, cooked efficiently, and delivered fast. It's not about artisan quality. It's about system perfection. 8. Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut built its empire on one thing: experience. Dine-in restaurants, red cups, family nights. But behind the scenes, the brand has gone through major changes. Many locations have shifted from full dine-in experiences to delivery-focused operations. Why? Because that's where the demand moved. And here's the secret. Much of the menu is designed for mass production. Pre-prepped dough, standardized toppings, and processes built for scale. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's engineered for efficiency, not uniqueness. The Pizza Hut you remember isn't exactly the same one you're ordering from today. 9. Dairy Queen. Most people think of Dairy Queen for one thing: ice cream. Blizzards, cones, sundaes, that's where the brand shines. But here's the secret. The hot food menu isn't always the main focus. In many locations, the grill side operates alongside the dessert side, but doesn't always get the same level of attention or consistency. And because Dairy Queen locations vary widely in size and setup, the experience can feel completely different depending on where you go. Some are excellent. Others feel like two separate restaurants trying to coexist. So while the desserts are almost always reliable, everything else can be a bit of a gamble. 10. Arby's. Finally, Arby's. We have the meats. It's a bold claim. And it's true. Arby's stands out by focusing on roast beef, turkey, and other deli-style meats, instead of traditional burgers. But here's the behind-the-scenes reality. Much of that meat is pre-cooked, processed, and then reheated or sliced in store. That's how they maintain consistency across locations. It's efficient, it's scalable, but it's very different from the idea of freshly cooked meat that many customers imagine. And then there's the menu itself. It's unique, but also niche. Not everyone craves deli-style sandwiches when they think of fast food. So while Arby's has carved out its own identity, it's still operating within the same highly controlled system as everyone else. 11. Chick-fil-A. When it comes to consistency, Chick-fil-A is in a league of its own. You've probably seen it yourself. Lines wrapped around the building, and yet somehow they move fast. That's not luck. It's a system. Every employee has a role. Every movement is planned. Orders are checked, double-checked, and delivered with a level of accuracy that's rare in fast food. But the real reason people trust Chick-fil-A? Reliability. You know what you're getting before you even order. Crispy chicken, fresh ingredients, clean stores. And unlike chains with massive menus, Chick-fil-A keeps things focused. Because when you do fewer things, you can do them better. 12. Chipotle Mexican Grill. Chipotle Mexican Grill built its brand on one simple idea: transparency. You walk in, and everything is right there in front of you. Grilled meats, fresh toppings, rice, beans, vegetables. Nothing hidden, nothing confusing. And that changes the entire experience. Because instead of wondering what's in your food, you see it being made. Another reason people trust Chipotle is control. You decide what goes into your meal. You control portions. You customize everything. That level of involvement creates confidence. And in a world of mystery ingredients and pre-packaged meals, that kind of openness stands out. 13. Panera Bread. Step into Panera Bread, and it doesn't feel like traditional fast food. It feels calmer, cleaner, more intentional. And that's exactly what Panera is going for. Their secret is actually the opposite of a secret. They emphasize cleaner ingredients, simpler recipes, and a more relaxed dining experience. Soups, salads, sandwiches, baked goods, it's food that feels closer to homemade than mass-produced. And while it may cost a bit more, many customers feel like they're getting something different, something safer, something more thoughtful. It's fast food, but without the typical fast food feeling. 14. In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out Burger proves something powerful. You don't need a huge menu to succeed. In fact, their entire reputation is built on doing a few things extremely well. Fresh burgers, hand-cut fries, real ingredients. That's it. No endless variations, no complicated systems. And because the menu is so simple, quality control becomes much easier. Every burger is made to order. Nothing sits around waiting. And that's why customers trust it. Because it doesn't try to be everything. It just tries to be great at what it does. 15. Culver's. To finish the list, Culver's. If you know, you know. Culver's has built a quiet reputation for quality, especially in the Midwest. Their butter burgers are made fresh, their frozen custard is rich and creamy, and their overall experience feels just a step above typical fast food. But what really stands out? Attention to detail. Food is cooked to order. Staff tend to be more attentive, and the entire experience feels less rushed. It's still fast food, but it doesn't feel rushed or careless, and that's why people trust it. So after everything we've covered, the secrets, the systems, the trustworthy chains, and the ones that might make you think twice, there's one thing you start to realize. Fast food isn't just food. It's a machine. A massive, carefully engineered system designed to do one thing better than anyone else:
Move people through the line as fast as possible while keeping them coming back again and again. Some chains achieve that through consistency, others through pricing, others through marketing so strong you don't even question what you're eating. And that's the real difference you've seen in this video, because the truth is, no fast food chain is perfect. Even the worst ones have loyal fans. Even the best ones have bad days. And a lot of what you experience depends on something most people overlook: the location, the staff, the timing, the management.
But now you're no longer just a customer walking in blind. You see the patterns. You understand the strategies. You know what happens behind the counter and what makes some places feel better than others. And that changes everything. So the next time you pull into a drive-thru, or step up to a counter, or open a delivery app, you're going to look at it differently. Because once you understand how the system works, you can't unsee it. Now I want to hear from you. What fast food chain do you trust the most? And which one completely disappointed you? Drop it in the comments, because the real story of fast food in America isn't just what's on the menu. It's what millions of people experience every single day.